Hi there. Today we're going to discuss independent practice number 1 through 9B on page 171. This lesson is on simple interest. Okay, so we have to find the simple interest earned to the nearest cent for each principal, interest rate, and time. So remember I equals P times R times T. Okay, so your principal is $640. 3%, just keep in mind, is 3 divided by 100, so that's 0.03. And we're going to multiply that times our time, which is always in years, and that's multiplied times 2. So that's going to equal $38.40. Okay, our next example. Again, our formula is I equals P times R times T. Our interest is going to equal 1,500. Okay, 4.25%. Remember, 4.25 divided by 100, 0.0425. And then we're going to multiply that times 4, and that's going to equal our $255. All right. Next, we have $580 at 2% for 6 months. So I equals P times R times T. So we have our $580, 2%, 2 divided by 100, 0.02. And then we have our time, but it's in months. And remember, whenever we have months, we have to put it over the divisor 12 because there's 12 months in a year. So I'm going to multiply that times 1/2 because it's half of a year. So 580 times 0.02 times 1/2, that's going to equal $5.80. All right. Our next one, we have, again, I equals PRT. Principal is $1,200. And then 3.9%, 3.9 over 100, so it's 0.039. So 0.039. And then we have 8 months. Again, it's in months, so we're going to put it over 12. So that's going to equal 2/3. So I'm going to multiply that times 2/3. That's going to give me $31.20. Example number 5, find the simple interest paid to the nearest cent for each loan amount, interest rate, and time. Okay, so same thing here. I equals P times R times T. So 4,500. 9 over 100 is 0.09. That's your percentage. We're going to multiply that times 3.5. That's going to equal my $1,417.50. Here's our next example. We have 290, and our 12.5% means 12.5 out of 100, so 0.125. Okay, again, 6 months out of 1 year, that's going to equal 1/2. So I'm going to multiply it times 1/2. All right, that's going to equal 18.125. Now again, we want to make sure that our money is in 2 decimal places, so we look to our 2, and our 5 makes our 2 go up, so it's $18.13. Here's example number 7. Leon charged $75 interest rate of 12.5%. How much will Leon pay after 1 month if he makes no payments? So they want to know overall how much he's going to have to pay. So first we have to find our interest, and then we're going to have to add it. So we have $75, and again 12.5%, 12.5 over 100, so 0.125. And then if we're talking about 1 month, we're going to put that over 12. So 1 over 12. So when I multiply this out, I get 0.78125. So that's just about 0.78. So this is your interest. They want to know how much you're going to owe altogether. So you would just take your $75, add your interest, and then so you're going to end up with $75.78. Okay. Our next example is about Jamera receiving $3,000 on a car loan. She plans on paying off the loan in 2 years. At the end of 2 years, Jamera will have paid $450 in interest. What is a simple interest rate on her car? So again, we're going to start off with our formula, P times R times T. The interest she paid was $450. The principal amount was $3,000. Your rate, we don't really know what it is yet. So we'll call that R, but we'll put that in later. And we have 2 years, and then that's times our rate. Okay, so let's start simplifying. We can multiply our 3,000 times 2, so that equals 6,000 times our rate. So all we did was write our equation and substitute what we knew. Now we can divide by 6,000 on both sides, just so that we can get R by itself. So 450 divided by 6,000 was 0.075. And remember, your rate is a percentage. So let's take this and then multiply it times 100. So that's going to equal 7.5%. All right. Here's number 9. If Pablo invests 4,200 for 3 years and earns $630, what is the simple interest rate? Okay, let's start again with our formula. All right, our interest that we earned was $630. Our principal was 4,200 times our time, which was 3 years, and then we're going to multiply that times our rate. So let's go ahead and simplify. 4,200 times 3, that's going to equal 12,600 times our rate. So let's go ahead and solve this by dividing by 12,600 on both sides. This divides out to 1. So R is going to equal 0.05. And just to make that into a percentage, we're going to multiply that times 100. So your rate is going to be 5%. Okay. Now, Pablo's goal is to have 5,000 after 4 years. Is it possible with a rate of 6%? Explain. All right, so let's go ahead and just do our work over here for B. He wants to have $5,000, so at the end, when we do our interest and add it together, we want to know if it reaches 5,000, sorry. So we have our interest, which is 4,200. Our principal amount, oh, I'm sorry, it's not true. Our interest is something we don't know yet. Our principal is 4,200. Our percent is 6%, so it's 0.06. And then our time is 4 years. So we're going to multiply all this together. We're going to get $1,008. So now we have to see what is 4,200 plus 1,008. That's going to equal 5,208. So if his goal was to reach 5,000, that he definitely reaches that goal. All right. Hope that video is helpful. Thank you. Bye.